Guys, the Elite Series on Chick postponed. FLW Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit on Cherokee postponed. MLF canceled all fan interaction events. Okay, all outdoor shows for the rest of the year have been canceled. Stick with us. We're going to be talking about how COVID-19 is affecting the fishing industry. Hey everybody, it's Nathan Hance with Enhanced Fishing. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about how COVID-19, the coronavirus, is affecting the fishing industry. Some of the things I mentioned at the beginning of this video are some of the topics we're going to touch on, some different things. Guys, this is a little bit crazy. I live out here in California, and we just got an order from our governor that everybody has to stay inside for all non-essential activities. They said going to the grocery store, going for a daily walk. From what I've heard, fishing is okay as long as you're practicing safe social distancing. The One Bass Open just announced yesterday, I heard that they're postponing the One Bass California Open. So that's huge, guys. That's an event that was supposed to be less than a month away, brings a ton of revenue to a city, but Clear Lake, the Canocti Casino, where that event was going to be held, is having to shut down. It's craziness. There's craziness going on out here. Luckily, like I said, they still said you're okay to go outside, go on a walk, go on a hike. They actually encourage it. They just recommend that you practice safe social distancing. So that's what I'm doing. I feel comfortable still going to the lake and doing some fishing. Going to my ponds and doing some fishing. I'm just not going to be rubbing up against everybody and be shoulder to shoulder on a bank line. So I'm okay with that. I don't really like that anyway when I'm fishing. But let's dive into some different things, guys. So over the last week to 2 weeks, just looking at the news and the media and everything that's happened in our nation, they've canceled schools, I think almost everywhere in the nation. I know they have locally here. I know multiple other states. I've got family and friends who live in all kinds of other states, and canceled school ultimately right now through April 14th. But with what's being said, they're saying we might not go back to school. Kids might not go back to school this school year. For those of you who don't know, I'm a police officer, and I currently am assigned as a school resource officer. So for me, some things have changed in my day-to-day job. I don't get to just have a bunch of time off because school's out. That's not how it works. I'm getting plugged into different areas, helping with different things. And I love what I do in my day job as a police officer. But we might not be going back to the schools this year. Like I said, California just announced an order to shelter in place. They said only go outside for essentials. They're trying to slow the spread of this virus. There's going to be other states that I'm sure are following suit very soon. Most states have closed all bars and restaurants except for takeout menu options. Okay, that's how it's just. Our stock market's been crashing. That's how it's affecting our world, our day-to-day lives, everything that we deal with on a daily basis. But I wanted to dive into how's it affecting the fishing industry? How's it affecting everything fishing? As most of us know, when the beginning of the year rolls around, tournament season starts up, outdoor shows start up, and anybody who fishes competitively or is involved with the fishing industry in some way gets really busy. And that was the case this year as well. And then all of a sudden it's just come to a screeching halt. I talked to Tanya Yoel, who's one of the owners of TRC Covers. And she told me that pretty much as soon as President Trump announced a national emergency, every single outdoor show that was supposed to go for the rest of the year got canceled. They're done. That's it. No more outdoor shows for 2020. So we'll have to make 2021 strong. But guys, that affects a lot of different companies. I know several different companies that I staff for TRC Covers. Enigma Fishing. They were going to all kinds of shows. They had shows scheduled throughout the year. And that's a big chunk. People might not realize that these outdoor shows are a big source of income for these different companies. So it is affecting these companies. Some companies who order certain things from China to make their products, because I know a lot of companies that make a lot of their stuff here in the US, but they still have to order certain materials that come from overseas. Those got postponed. So there have been some companies who have been delayed in getting things shipped out because their materials, because they stopped production in China for like 2 weeks while this whole thing was going on. So, the bigger thing, and I think the biggest shock to me, the thing that shocked me is they're canceling tournaments. They're postponing tournaments. Like I said at the beginning of this, the Bassmaster Elite Series on Chick got postponed. Not sure when it's going to get rescheduled. The FLW Series, or Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit event on Cherokee got postponed and pushed back to June. The FLW Tackle Warehouse Pro Series or Pro Circuit event that was on Lake Martin actually still went. It's going on today. Today is I think day 3 of 4. They did move it up a day, but all those guys were already out there. They were already practicing. Like, they already had the wheels in motion when all this happened. So that event still went. It's finishing up right now. FLW canceled, I think, postponed a total of 17 different events. They sent an email out to anglers. It was, I think, 11 BFLs, 2 or 3 college events, I think 3 Toyota Series events, and a high school event. All those are postponed, and I don't know that they've got dates out. I've talked to several buddies in the industry that fish the Bassmaster Opens and different events. They're saying, having trouble with Airbnbs and places like the Airbnbs or the hotels with wanting to give refunds for events that are now postponed. So they're going to have to change those dates, and they're not wanting to do that. It's causing major issues throughout the industry. Obviously, it's causing major issues throughout the world, throughout our country, throughout the world, everywhere. I mean, travel has been restricted to all countries. I mean, essentially, I just read today that they've restricted travel between the U.S. and Mexico. U.S. and Canada has been restricted. U.S. to the U.K. and to Europe. Obviously, U.S. to China. It's all been affected. So these are major things. These are big things that are happening. But I really wanted to look at, how's it affecting the industry? Obviously, guys, companies are hurting. People are hurting. Employees aren't able to come into work. Companies aren't able to sell product if people aren't able to go to work, because people aren't able to make paycheck, and which means people aren't able to order things. The tournaments, like I said, Bassmaster Elite Series, Bassmaster Opens, Bassmaster College Series, FLW Pro Circuit, FLW Toyota Series, FLW BFLs, they're called the FLW Abu Garcia College Series, FLW High School Series, all these events. The One Bass California Open's been postponed. Wild West Bass has postponed a bunch of their events. I know New Gen Bass out here, that's another small circuit out here on the West Coast, has postponed. Best Bass Tournaments has postponed a bunch of events. A lot of these events are getting postponed, canceled, pushed back. Some of them with new dates, a lot of them without new dates right now. Nobody knows how long this is going to last, what's going on with it, how long it's going to kind of hang out there. I was messaging professional angler Jimmy Reese. He fishes the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit. He actually finished 51st on Martin. I really thought he was going to get into the top 30. I was kind of paying attention to that live leaderboard, and I thought he was going to make the cut. I was getting pretty excited, and he just missed it. He missed it by 21 spots, but I think his weight was only off by a pound or two. It was not a huge difference in weight. But I was talking to him, and he said they'd been kind of isolated out there on Lake Martin. So the biggest difference that he had seen, or the biggest effect that he had seen up to that point, had just been with the food industry and food. Exactly what that means, I don't know. We were talking over Messenger on Facebook. But he did tell me that the coming days, his trip home, like he's sure that he's going to start to see, and I agree, he's going to start to see these differences and what's going on, how it's affecting. So guys, I want to hear how this is affecting you. I want to know, how is COVID-19 affecting you? How's it affecting companies that you staff for? How's it affecting you personally? Is it affecting your tournaments that you're supposed to be fishing? Is your tournament season getting pushed back? I've got a tournament that I'm supposed to fish on March 28th. I'm crossing my fingers that it doesn't get canceled, because I want to get out there and fish so bad. I've been working like crazy, and I'm just ready to get out and do some fishing. So do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment below, tell me how COVID-19 and this virus is affecting you. Guys, I'm not here complaining about what's going on. I'm not here complaining about how it's affecting the fishing industry. There are much worse things going on in the world. There are people who need so many other things. This is just a video for those anglers to maybe listen to. You can vent down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Okay, feel free. And if anybody needs anything, if there's anything that I can somehow do, shoot me a message. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, Nathan Hance Fishing on both. Seriously, if you need something, send me a message. I don't have all the resources in the world, but I know a lot of people, and if you really need, if you're hurting for something that bad, let me know. Drop it in the comments or send me a message, and I will see what we can do, and we'll try and work something out to make sure. So guys, if you like watching my videos, okay, click on this video up in the corner, check it out. Okay, it's a pretty awesome video on some awesome jigs that I use. I look forward to seeing you guys. Okay, keep the lines tight, catch some big ones, and I hope this enhanced your fishing day.